trying to stay awake, to keep the wolves from attacking their flock. Suddenly, there was a great light and a noise in the sky. They were absolutely terrified. Could have been too. All they could hear was the sound of their hearts beating. In the sky, it was angels' song. And the angels said something like, "Don't be afraid. We bring you news of great joy, peace on earth for everyone. Run, go to Bethlehem, go and see the child. That will change everything." The shepherds ran to Bethlehem.
In the icy wastelands of the north, there is a small village where the stories of the world are told. For half the year, the village stands in the shadow of one long night. The houses are sunken into the ground, each tucked under a blanket of snow like children asleep. Yet in each, a fire burns, a secret torch bringing light and warmth and stories against the darkness. In this village, all stories are told, from the epic legends of old to the tiny choices of a single life. In one house, a hunter solemnly tells of the deer he stalked. In another, the fisher regales of the 3-foot shark he caught. In a third, children babbled to each other of a secret berry patch they found. And in a small house near the edge of the village, 3 women sit by their looms and weave. Although they sit in silence, the 3 women are no less storytellers than the rest of their village. In fact, they are more than storytellers. They are story makers. For although they sit in silence, each thread they weave is the life of a person, an animal, a plant, an object. And as they weave the threads, in and out, over and under, they tie together all things living and all things inanimate into the great story. The great story is one that no one on earth knows, and that no one ever will. Not even the 3 women know all that they weave. But there is a greater power that guides their hands, and the threads never falter or break. Always the story continues. One of the 3 women is new to the job, only recently having become a weaver of stories. Of the 3, she is the one who finds the silence the hardest. She hums while she works and earns sympathetic glances across the room. But the humming brings her peace and joy, and she hums peace and joy into the lives of those she weaves. Yet on this night, she stops mid-song, her breath fading away into silence. Something has snagged on her thread. She tugs on the shuttle, not understanding how her fingers have failed. After the 3rd tug, the string pulls through. She gasps, and the other 2 women look over. There is a knot in the thread. Before, the silence of the weaver's house had always been soft and warm, a comforting silence of people sitting in companionship. Now, the silence falls dead and cold. None of the women has ever found a knot before. What does it mean? Who are the people or animals so inextricably bound that fate and destiny have knotted them together? The young woman lifts the knot for all to see, displaying the dangling threads. There is one thread purple for power and royalty. There is one thread white for holy and mystical. There is one thread blue for a sun and for peace. The fourth thread is one that the three women have never seen before. Or maybe they've simply never noticed it, because it is so plain and commonplace. It is a brown thread, the colour of the earth. The young woman begins to pick at the knot, trying to unwind the tangle. It seems wrong that the pure colours of purple and blue and white should be tied to that muddy brown strand. But each time she pries, the knot binds itself tighter, as if it is alive and doesn't want the connection to be broken. At last, the two older women still the hands of the younger. One of them picks up the brown thread and holds it up in the light of the fire. On closer inspection, the thread glints and flickers with the flecks of untold thousands of colours. This thread is the people, all people. A smile spreads from one woman to another. Could it be that the time has finally come for this fate to be woven? The oldest of the women gestures to the younger. The threads never lie. Weave the knot into the tapestry of time. And so she does, knowing that this knot was not of her doing. Someone had decided the fate of the world and tied it into a knot for all time, unbreakable, woven into the story of the world for now and forever.
Of all the things that they knew about, the thing they knew most about were stars. They knew where every star should be in the sky and when. Until one night they saw a wild star that went where it wanted to, and it was not on any of their star charts. But it spoke to them of royalty, and they decided to follow the star and see what it wanted to show them.
with the spirit of the season, which is peace, the gladness of the season, which is hope, and the heart of the season, which is love. Be blessed, everybody, and thank you so much for coming and worshipping together to celebrate our King Jesus.